السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليمًا كثيرا. ثم أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, last lecture we mentioned two of the keys that every one of us should use to have khushu' devotion in his salah. And I said the first key was to avoid distraction in as-salah. To avoid distraction in as-salah. وقلنا أن عدم الشرود في الصلاة أو سرحان الذهن إذا تدبر العبد أنه سيقف بين يدي الله عز وجل حضر قلبه. If the slave of Allah عز وجل, man or woman, before making takbirat al-ihram, starting his salah, he is so sure that he will now stand between the hand of Allah Azza wa Jal, then there is no doubt that your heart will be in the salah with you. Wa alaikum assalam. But sometimes it's a matter of habits. It's we repeating the dhikr of the salah without thinking about it. So this is why when we say Allahu Akbar, still the dunya is running in our mind, in our hearts, no concentration. And sometimes after almost finishing the salah, you start feel little bit some of the action of the salah, which is so late. وقلنا أن المفتاح الثاني بعد عدم شرود القلب، أو يعني المفتاح الأول حضور القلب، المفتاح الثاني قلنا ألا وهو الفهم في الصلاة. The second key that we said, or we explained already, the understanding. That we should understand every statement in the salah. When you say Allahu Akbar, what does that mean? When you say Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, the supplication, the opening supplication, or any other supplication, what does that mean? When you recite Al-Fatiha and you said Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, have you ever, since last week, did you try to practice these two keys, or it's from the forgetfulness? How many of you tried to practice what he heard last week? Alhamdulillah. What about the sister? Some? Okay, Alhamdulillah. Do you find any change? Indeed, wallahi, you feel, you taste it. But again, we have to be honest with ourselves. I'm not saying from the first salah you will have your heart. It's a struggle. Indeed, it's a struggle that we have to have in our life, to have this type of salah that we are looking for. Because what I'm telling you, we try to achieve the salah, not of the Prophet maybe sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but at least the companions and the righteous one who used to pray and get benefit from their salah. And if you give you the example, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam كان يسير مع الأنصار والمهاجرين فحدث إشكال ووقفوا لبعضهم البعض، فرأى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يسير بهم سيرا طويلا، ثم لما وصل إلى فم واد أراد النوم والاستراحة بعض الشيء فقال من يحرسنا؟ فقال عباد بن بشر أنا. وعباد بن بشر أنصاري رضي الله عنه. فلما رأى عمار عبادا وقد آخى بينهما النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال وأنا يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. When Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم was traveling with Muhajirin and Al-Ansar, they have done some dispute between them, so Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم kept walking with them till they got tired to avoid any discussion or dispute. Then they reached a valley between two mountains, and Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم ordered the soldiers, his companion, to take some rest and to sleep. So he said, who will guard us? He needs somebody to be like a guard, to see while they are sleeping, to protect the army. So Abbad from Al-Ansar, Ibn Bishr said, I will do that. And Ammar also said, I will do it. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he migrated to Al-Madinah, he made brotherhood between Muhajirin and Ansar. And Abbad ibn Bishr, he was the brother of Ammar in Al-Madinah by this type of brotherhood. So Ammar قال عمار لعباد تحرس أول الليل أم آخرة. So Ammar said to Abbad, you want to guard the first half of the night or the second? So Abbad said the first one. So Ammar said okay, and Ammar went to sleep. فنام عمار وكان الليل لك أن تتصور في الصحراء هادئا. فقال عباد لو قمت وصليت ركعتين لله عز وجل. الجيش نائم والهدوء كما يقال الأمن مستتب، فلو صليت لله عز وجل ركعتين أستغل فيها هذا الوقت. It was so quiet in a way that Abbad said, let me pray 2 rak'ah to Allah Azza wa Jal, instead of just sitting and guarding. Everything was, secure, tranquility for him, everything was safe and peacefully. So he said, let me go and pray. فوقف عباد وبدأ في صلاته فجاء عين، يعني جاسوس في لغة اليوم. العين يطلق على البئر وتطلق على العين وتطلق على الجاسوس. لغة العرب ما شاء الله يعني لغة غنية. So العين means spy, a spy person who spy on others يعني. And عين, it's the eye that you have in your head, and عين is the will also in Arabic language. So subhanallah, Arabic language is full of meanings. So he looked and he saw Abbad praying. So he said, well, this looks like the God of the people. If I kill him, so it's easy to reach the whole army. فقال لو ضربته أو قتلته يسهل علي الوصول إلى الجيش. قال فأخذ سهما من جعبته ووضعها في قوسه ورمى بها عبادا فأصابه في بطنه. He took an arrow and he threw it and he hit it directly in the stomach of Abbad رضي الله تعالى عنه. Abbad said فنزعت السهم وتابعت صلاتي. It said I took the arrow out and I continue my prayers. لك أن تتصور. You can imagine what I'm talking about. It's an arrow. Then فأخذ ذلك الرجل سهما آخر وضربه في بطنه. He took another arrow and he hit him in the same place in his stomach. قال عباد فنزعت السهم وتابعت صلاتي. Abbad said, I took it out and I continue my prayers. قال فأخذ سهما ثالث وضربني به فأصابني في بطني. Then he said he took another arrow and he hit me in the same place, in his stomach. قال فنزعت السهم وأتممت صلاتي وتجوزت بها. الآن يعني يا كثرة النزف ضعفت قواه. He said, I took the third arrow and I felt a kind of weakness because he's bleeding now. Then he said, I made my salah lightly. I did not say assalamu alaikum taslim. I continue my salah, but I made the 2 rak'ah after I got hit lightly. So mean praying a little fast. قال فسلمت لما أنهيت الصلاة وزحفت حتى وصلت عمارا فأيقظته فلما رآني قال رحمك الله لما لم توقظني عند السهم الأول. So when I finished my salah, I went crawling to Ammar and I waked him up. When he saw my condition, he said, may Allah have mercy upon you. Why you did not wake me up from the first arrow? Of course, when the enemy saw Ammar getting up, so he ran away because now there is no place to come and penetrate and do whatever he wants to do. فأجاب عباد قال كنت في صلاة والله لولا خشيتي على ثغر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما قطعتها ولو خرجت روحي. He said, I was reciting a surah, and by Allah, if it is not for the protection of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم and his army, I will not even make my salah lightly. I will continue my salah, even my soul will go out while I'm praying. فقال عباد عمار ماذا كنت تقرأ؟ قال كنت أقرأ في سورة الكهف. He said, I was reciting Surah Al-Kahf in my 2 rak'ahs. So this is what we are trying. If we do not achieve this kind of salah, at least to get near to it, the level. If we cannot reach the level of that salah, at least we can get a little bit near to it, to have these virtues, this benefit of the salah, that it is the major pillar of Islam. قلت أيضا أنه للخشوع في الصلاة ولتحصيل الخشوع لابد من المحافظة على أركان الصلاة وواجبات الصلاة وسنن الصلاة والبعد عن مكروهاتها ومبطلاتها. لأنه قد يصلي العبد ولا يصلي. I said it is very necessary for anybody to achieve al-khushu' in as-salah to bring the pillars of the salah, to bring the wajibat, the obligation of the salah, the sunan, and to avoid al-makruhat, the disliked things in the salah, and even so to avoid what nullifies the salah. So inshallah ta'ala, because we need to know the wajibat, the arkan, so I will mention the arkan, the wajibat, the makruhat, the mubtilat, something that nullify, and I will ask you to answer me about sunan as-salah. So this is a task for all of you when I finish, to start giving me sunan in as-salah. So أفعال الصلاة وأقوالها تنقسم إلى 3 أقسام. Action in the salah, statements in the salah are divided out of 3 types, are divided in 3 types. الأركان والواجبات والمسنونات. So the 3 types are the pillars, the obligation, and the sunan. والأركان ما لا يسقط جهلا ولا عمدا ولا سهوا. The rukun, which is the pillar, the salah will be not valid if you forget it, or if you intentionally forget it, or if you do not know it. There is no salah valid if you miss any of the pillars. Is that clear? The first one?
Yes.
The pillar. And I will give you the definition of the pillar. So there is no excuse to ignore any of these pillars, because if you do not bring it in the salah, your salah is not valid. So again, al-arkan, the pillars, the first one, And these pillars, we cannot make it up by sujood al-sahw. You have to bring the pillar itself. The pillar itself, you have to bring it to have a valid salah, and I will explain this inshallah ta'ala. Then al-wajibat ما تبطل به الصلاة عمدا. لو واحد ترك واجبا متعمدا بطلت صلاته. ويسقط جهلا وسهوا. So الواجب, the obligatory thing, with the obligations, if somebody intentionally does not bring al-wajib, so his salah is not valid. But if he forget it, or if he did not know about it, his salah is valid with sujood as-sahw. The third thing is as-sunan, وهي ما لا يبطل الصلاة عمدا ولا سهوا. The sunan, which will not invalidate the salah if you leave it intentionally or based on forgetfulness. The salah, it is sahih. It is sound, the salah, if you leave the sunan even intentionally. Let us focus on the arkan, which is the first thing, the pillars. الركن كما لا يخفى عليكم هو جزء ماهية الشيء، يعني لا يصح الشيء إلا به. The pillar, it is the piece of essence of an object. The piece of essence of an object. Like the pillars in the houses, without it you do not have ceiling, right? So these are the pillars. These are the pillars. وأركان الصلاة أقوال وأفعال تتركب منها حقيقة الصلاة. So the pillar in the salah are statements and action which together inform the reality of the salah that we know. So the salah that we know, it's based on statements and actions. الركن الأول من أركان الصلاة. And again I said الركن لا يجبر بسجود السهو بل لا بد من الإتيان بالركن. The pillar consists, as I said, of both uttering and actions. If one of them are missing, the entire prayer is invalidated, and the sujood, for example, or the ruku', you cannot make, if you miss it, if you miss the sujood or the ruku' cannot make up for a lost pillar, يعني sujood al-sahw. We cannot make sujood al-sahw to build what we missed already. إذا نسي عبد في صلاته الركوع ليس متعمدا تبطل الصلاة من أصلها. لو أن إنسانا نسي الركوع، نسي أن يركع، فماذا عليه؟ If somebody forgets الركوع, so what should he do? عيد صلاته. This is an option. طيب, this is indeed, we have option better than this option.
يبني على الأقل.
طيب, if somebody missed his ركوع إذا كان لم يصل إلى نظير الركن الذي نسيه يعود إليه. Is that clear؟ واضح بالعربي بداية لأهل اللغة العربية. لو أن إنسان نسي الركوع وتذكر قبل أن يصل إلى الركوع من الركعة الثانية يعود إلى الركوع ويتبع الصلاة ويتم الصلاة. لكن لو تذكر بعد وصوله إلى الركن فهنا ينسى الركعة التي فقد فيها الركوع ويبني الركعة الثانية تكون الأولى والثانية هي الثالثة وهكذا. واضح هذا الأمر؟ لو أن إنسان I will translate, just be patient إن شاء الله. لو أن إنسان نسي الركوع وما تذكر إلا بعد أن أتى بركوع آخر في ركعة ثانية، فماذا يفعل في هذه الحالة؟ يلغي الركعة التي نسي فيها الركوع. واضح؟ ويعتبر الركعة الثانية أولى والثالثة ثانية وهكذا. So if somebody missed الركوع and he remembered that he did not perform it before reaching the ركوع in the second rak'ah, So in this case, if he's remember that while he's standing up, so he should go to ruku' that he missed, then continue his salah normally. Let us say if he remembers after making another ruku' in another rak'ah, what he has to do this. In this case, he will cancel, eliminate the first rak'ah that he missed the ruku' in it. And he will consider the other rak'ah as first rak'ah. Let us say he missed the ruku' in the first rak'ah, right? Then he made the ruku' in the second rak'ah. After that, he remembered that he did not make ruku' in the first rak'ah. So he will cancel the first. And the second will be the first. Is that clear for you? Is that a clear, sister, for you? Alhamdulillah. So الركن الأول والفقهاء على خلاف لكن هذا ما عليه الجمهور. الركن الأول النية. The first pillar is النية. إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Action are based on intention, right? So if somebody said Allahu Akbar, then after that he said, what am I praying? Is his salah is valid? It is not valid. No, it is not valid. If he did not know what he is praying, he made already takbiratul ihram. He said Allahu Akbar. Then he between himself, is it Dhuhr or Asr? What kind of salah is this one? So in this case, no valid salah. He has to initiate takbiratul ihram again with the niyyah first, then go into the takbiratul ihram to have a valid salah. هذا الركن الأول اللي هو ترك النية. لو أنه صلى ولم ينوي ثم بعدما كبر قال إيش هذه الصلاة؟ هي الظهر ولا العصر؟ يعني ما تذكر، فلا تنعقد له صلاة حتى ينوي ويعلم ما هو مقبل. لكن لو أن إنسانا يريد صلاة العشاء فقال بلسانه أصلي فرض الظهر وهو يعلم أنها عشاء فصلاته صحيحة ولا حرج عليه لأن النية موضعها القلب وليس اللسان. But in this case, if somebody now prayed with us Isha, and he knows that this is Isha prayer, but he uttered by his tongue saying, أصلي فرض الظهر, Allahu Akbar. So his Isha is sahiha, sound, because the niyyah is not, the place of the niyyah is not the tongue. Indeed, uttering the niyyah is a bid'ah. We should not utter the niyyah by our tongue. This is why if he utters the niyyah by his tongue, even said dhuhr, and knows that Isha, his salah is valid and sound, and he should not repeat his salah for a simple reason, إنما الأعمال بالنيات. قال ابن القيم رحمه الله ولم يصح عنه صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه جهر بالنية لا في حديث صحيح ولا حسن ولا ضعيف. Ibn al-Qayyim said, he ﷺ never uttered the niyyah by the tongue. You will not find a sound hadith, a hadith with a good chain, nor a weak hadith where Rasulullah ﷺ uttered the niyyah by his tongue. You will never find it. So in this case, when the Imam says Allahu Akbar, what's the obligatory upon you? The obligation? Allahu Akbar. That's it. Because some people, the chain, أصلي لله العظيم طاعة ربي الكريم فرض صلاة العشاء مستقبل القبلة الشريفة 4 ركعات حاضر الوقت في مدينة ساكرامنتو خلف أبي سليمان and maybe zip code 95823 Allahu Akbar, and the Imam saying Ameen, and he's still running for his niyyah. So this is not masnoon. This is not masnoon. So what's the first pillar inshallah ta'ala? النية. الركن الثاني ما هو؟ القيام مع القدرة. القيام, standing in the salah, having the ability to do it. Because القيام يسقط في موضعين. القيام will not be obligatory upon you in 2 positions. بداية النافلة في السفر. Prayer, the sunan, when you pray optional prayer in the safar, traveling. So it's okay to sit down, even you have the ability to stand up. In the safar, traveling, you can make your sunan sitting in your car, in a camel, in a plane, whatever. وفي موضع المرض والعجز والخوف يستطيع الإنسان أن يفعل هذا. كمان في موضع المرض معروف حديث عمران بن الحصين: صل قائما فإن لم تستطع فصل قاعدا فإن لم تستطع فعلى جنب. Prophet instructed sallallahu alayhi wasallam Umran ibn al-Husayn, the companion, said to him, pray standing up. But if you cannot, so sit down. If you cannot, so lay down. So the sickness, number one. Number two, if somebody, for example, what we call ajz, inability, if he has no ability to stand up, somebody is playing, for example, somebody is traveling in the plane nowadays. The majority of the cases nowadays, nobody will allow you to pray standing up, right? So this is ajz, inability, it's not in your hand. So even the faridah you can pray it sit down, right? The third thing, al-khawf, somebody is praying in a safina, in a ship, ويخشى أن يدوخ فيصلي جالسا لا حرج عليه. Somebody who traveled in a ship and he was afraid from drowsing. Yeah, so in this case it is okay. So al-qiyam. What is the dalil behind al-qiyam? قال الله عز وجل حافظوا على الصلوات والصلاة الوسطى وقوموا لله قانتين. So the evidence is in Surah Al-Baqarah, the ayah 238, guard strictly 5 obligation salawat, especially the middle salah, and stand, this is the proof, and stand before Allah with obedience. Also, the third pillar is قراءة الفاتحة، وهذا على الصحيح من أقوال الفقهاء أنها من أركان الصلاة، خاصة للمنفرد، هذه ما فيها شك. Reciting al-Fatiha, especially for the one who is praying alone as individual, so it become a pillar. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول لا صلاة لمن لم يقرأ بأم الكتاب، أو في رواية بفاتحة الكتاب، كما عند البخاري ومسلم عليهما رحمة الله تعالى. Our Prophet ﷺ said, who does not recite al-Fatiha in his prayer is invalid. And this hadith was narrated by Bukhari and Muslim. May Allah Azza wa Jal have mercy upon them. From the hadith coming from Ubadah ibn al-Samit. الركن الرابع الركوع. The fourth pillar is الركوع, bowing, inclination, ركوع. لقول الله عز وجل يا أيها الذين آمنوا اركعوا واسجدوا. ولحديث أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه عند البخاري وغيره للمسيء صلاته ثم اركع حتى تطمئن راكعا. And the Prophet ﷺ instructed the companion who prayed badly, saying to him, and then bow and remain in this state till you feel a rest in bowing. So a ruku' is a rukn, a pillar. Also the fifth pillar, الرفع من الركوع والاعتدال قائما. The fifth pillar is when you raise up from a ruku', when you get up from a ruku' and you remain standing. So this is a pillar. And you will see also to stay till you feel at rest in standing is another pillar. So how many people they stay till they feel a state of rest while they are standing after ruku'? Sometimes you see people praying just bowing, just subhanallah standing and going down so fast, missing this type of pillar. Now if we understand that missing this type of pillar will make the person miss or all whole salah, we understand the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we mentioned last week, hadith of Hudayfa, when he saw a man praying, he asked him, for how long you are praying like this? He said, since 40 years. Then he said to him, since 40 years you are not praying. Because